readworks is a reading comprehension instructional tool that has content, curriculum, and tools to power teaching and learning from grades kindergarten to 12th grade. So it is accessible to all students, kindergarten to 12th grade, and it can be accessed on any device. So this is my teacher dashboard for readworks. It's very easy to make a username and password. I'm going to start off with the class administration. As you can see here, I use this for during MTSS instruction. So it's really helpful in the case of differentiation and interventions. And I will explain details on that in a bit. As for making a class, you can have as many classes as you need to make. So I'll look here. This is just my group. So you can add the students. And over here is the class code. So this is the code the students type in every time. And then the passwords are 1, 2, 3, 4. You can change your passwords. I keep it 1, 2, 3, 4 just because it's easier for my students to remember, and it just is just more effective for time. So once you have your group, you can start to find content. So this is kind of where you search for reading passages to support those reading comprehension skills. So you can search for certain passages specifically, or you can filter through these options on the left. So you can pick different text options. So there's reading passages, article a day, or paired texts. So you can pick through there, or they also have question sets with the reading resources where students can show their comprehension. There's vocabulary activities, ebooks, step reads, which has a less complex version of the passage that is chosen. There's a human voice accommodation for those students that need that, so that supports all those different types of learners. And there's a collection for English language learners, which is a great resource as well. You can also sift through based on grades. So I would choose 3rd grade. You can also search on various topics, and then skills and strategies, which has those comprehension strategies that are essential for becoming skilled readers and becoming successful in reading. Also, there's different text types. So you can choose nonfiction, fiction, or poetry. And also there are lexile levels as well. So if you want to sift through the different options by looking for a specific lexile level, you can do that as well. So say I want to choose this for my students. I can go through and view the passage, so I can kind of decide if this is what I'm looking for and the type of passage that I want my students to complete. There's also, it shows you the vocabulary. So this particular passage has one word, which is species. So the children will have access to this as well, just to kind of work on those unknown words and build those vocabulary skills. And then it also shows the question sets. So you can look through here and see if these are the types of questions you want them to answer. And as you can tell, there are in a multiple choice format, and also there are some short answers on some of the passages as well. So say I'm wanting to assign this for my students, so I can assign. So this is where you can choose an audio option if there are some students that need that accommodation. You can also choose the different types of questions. So this has explicit information questions and then comprehension questions. So those will be 2 sets of questions. There's also vocabulary activity, which are questions that focus on the vocabulary words. So you can choose to do the activity or not, depending on what you're wanting your students to do. Then you can choose which class you want it to be in. So I'll choose my small group. And then you can also have the choice to pick specific students. So if you're doing this with like a whole entire class of kids, you can pick specific students or the whole class. Here's the assignment start date and the due date. You can choose to keep them as long as you want. In the case you do go past the due date, it does not disappear from the student dashboard. It just says that it's overdue, and you can also extend it if you need to. So then you can assign, and that is how you assign that there. All right, so I'm going to go back to up here. So this is assignments in progress. So I can see future assignments, current assignments, past assignments, and then student progress. So I can kind of look and see how students are how they're participating, their effectiveness. I can identify any concerns, areas of struggle. So this is really helpful for future instruction and planning purposes. So I'm going to go back here. Also, when students finish and submit their assignment, they are able to look at their own results and see how they performed, which is really great for self-reflection and discussion. And this can be a collaborative tool as well. You know, I sometimes have kids get in groups and do this together, and they really enjoy it. It's a really good alternative to just worksheets that focus on reading comprehension. They do get super engaged, and it's fun and interesting, and it just is a good way to reinforce those comprehension skills. As for ISTE standards, this resource allows teachers to design authentic learning activities that align with content area standards and use digital tools and resources to maximize active, deep learning. So there's just so many opportunities for differentiation on this, and it really does appropriately challenge all of your students, regardless of level and knowledge. And it's got some great accommodations for all of the different types of learners that we need to support. Also, it allows teachers to use technology to design and implement a variety of formative and summative assessments that accommodate learner needs, provide timely feedback to students, and inform instruction. So the results and the data are helpful to teachers just for kind of seeing where their students stand and how they're learning and how they're improving and progress. And also, it allows students to see that feedback and see how they performed, and they can learn as well from, mistakes, and it does keep them motivated. And more than anything, the passages are really, really good, and there's a lot of opportunities for students to learn as well as improve reading comprehension. So this is readworks.